Chapter 41, Western Wall Avenue, Reno, Nevada. Officer Rick Mancini pulls his police cruiser to a stop about a half mile away from the Extended Days Inn. He sees a couple of other police cruisers further down the street near the entrance to the hotel. They are parked diagonally across the street. He exits his vehicle and leaves his door open. He shoulders his slung M4, and he presses a button on his vest. Spartan is released. He quickly joins Mancini as he approaches the parked police cars. He starts to make out some prone shapes on the ground near the cars. The passenger door of his cruiser opens. The albino-skinned man starts to casually walk towards the Extended Days Inn. "Don't forget to play the game," says Griffin. "Right," says Mancini. He grabs a coin from a pouch on his vest with his left hand. He squeezes it tight and places his closed fist near his front handguard of his M4 rifle. His eyes turn yellow, and he sniffs. Now he clearly sees the body laying in the street near the police cruisers. They are all dressed in green police uniforms. He sees large holes punched through the parked police vehicles. Past the police vehicles, he sees an array of classic cars parked in disarray in front of the Extended Days Inn. He sees many more bodies in khaki clothes. Past the classic cars, he sees a large group of bikers. He can smell blood and gun smoke in the air. He smells the excitement on his partner Spartan. Using the various cars as cover from the bikers, he starts to sprint towards the bloody inn. Spartan runs alongside his alpha. He is ready for the hunt. Now we both get to rend and tear. Chapter 42, Alley behind an office building on Wall Avenue, Reno. It takes several tries to get the large bricks to angle and fall out of the hole so as to allow a person to fit. After a minute of slicing, they hear shots hitting the door behind them. With the hole finally large enough, they start to crawl through the brick wall. Brian hides himself in the alley while the women crawl through the hole. Ray enters first with her sword drawn, then Letty, then Kai. The roughness of the bricks scratch up their bodies as they crawl into the building. As Brian is about to crawl through the hole, he sees movement at the opposite end of the alley. He sees a woman in a fashionable business suit peek into the alley. She is about Kai's height, and she has perfect makeup and hair. She could have been on a date if it wasn't for all the gunfire. She sees the rubble in the alley and the dead body. It appears as she's going to walk in the alley. Shots hit the door behind Brian again. He looks at the door and back down the alley. The woman is no longer there. Brian unhides and crawls through the hole. Chapter 43. In front of an office building on Wall Avenue, Reno, Officer Mancini's M4 barks out 2 quick shots. An oblivious biker falls to the ground. Another biker falls. A third starts to turn towards the incoming fire. He falls as well. Then a vicious brown shape flies through the air and attacks the throat of a man aiming a gun at his alpha. The man's cry dies on his bloodied lips. As a torn body falls, Spartan leaps off the leather-smelling man towards another leather-smelling man. As Mancini sees his partner handling 2 men to his right, his teeth start to elongate. His fingernails extend into claws. The hair on his head grows, and he growls. He fires his M4. He leaps to the left. He slashes. He fires again. A symphony of death and destruction plays out around him. When an opponent is wounded, his hunting partner performs a coup de grace. When an opponent is hamstrung by his partner, his M4 barks at the immobile opponent. When the symphony's music stops, Mancini's partner slowly circles next to him. They look at their field of dead enemies. Mancini takes a large sniff. Besides the smell of blood, he smells more enemies. Leather-clad enemies. Cotton-clad enemies. And a small pack of female enemies. Blam! A large caliber round impacts Mancini's chest. He falls to his back in excruciating pain. He lifts his head up, and he looks down his legs. In the adjacent office building, he sees a large man in a leather vest standing at a broken window. "You fucking demon! You killed my men!" yells Gunther. Spittle flies from his mouth and dribbles down his black beard. He raises his rifle and takes aim at Mancini. While Mancini is on his back, he lifts his rifle one-handed and he fires a full auto burst at Gunther. The inaccurate fire lands on Gunther, and he dives back into the office building. He lifts his rifle up and he returns fire. Spartan runs to Mancini, and he grabs the back of Mancini's vest behind his neck. He tugs and pulls on him. With Spartan's help, Mancini scoots backward and hides behind a parked motorcycle. "Good boy." Mancini puts his hand under his vest and checks for blood. He doesn't find any. His armored vest has saved his life, but he feels he might have a cracked rib. His vest armor is ready for rifle rounds. However, if he stays in this location very long, his vest will eventually fail, or he will be shot in his non-armored head. He inserts a fresh magazine into his M4 rifle from his vest pocket. He places his rifle on the seat of the motorcycle, and he fires an entire magazine at Gunther. He squeezes his coin, and he grabs a flashbang from his belt. He stands up and throws a flashbang of superhuman strength right on Gunther's last location. Gunther's rifle appears and it starts to fire back. The flashbang lands near Gunther and explodes. Gunther is hit with a shocking concussive blast and a blinding light. He's now blinded and stunned. He continues to fire at the building, hoping to stop the attacking man from entering the office building and finishing him off. After a minute, his vision starts to clear and his hearing recovers to a small degree. With blurry eyes, he looks out. He only sees motorcycles and dead men. The demon-eyed man is gone. Chapter 44. Alley behind an office building on Wall Avenue, Reno. Come! Mancini yells a Spartan as he runs towards the side of the office building. A large caliber round whizzes by his head, but it doesn't have his name on it. He has picked up another scent, and he can't waste time with this deadly biker. In the wild, if two deadly predators attack each other, one will end up dead, and the other will end up crippled. So the predators should focus on prey, and he has another pack of enemies to destroy. And this pack is made up of mostly females. He smiles a canine smile. He runs to the back of the office building. His prey scent is here. Spartan runs towards a hole in an adjacent building's wall. Mancini sweeps the alley with his rifle, looking for hidden enemies. He turns on a flashlight mounted to his M4, and he shines it into the hole. The light doesn't dissipate the large room's darkness. His nose tells him his prey is close, but another stronger smell hides his prey's exact location. He points at the hole and yells, "Fass!"